Vladimir Putin is rushing to Beijing on May 19th and 20th, just days after Donald Trump left the Chinese capital. According to a former Chinese official with inside sources, the Russian leader is not coming for ceremonies. He needs something urgent: refined oil. A former CCP official named Du Wen revealed the details today in a live YouTube broadcast. He says he received important internal information from within the Chinese system. The core issue is simple. Ukraine has badly damaged Russian refineries with drone attacks. Reuters reported on May 15th that Ukrainian drones hit 16 Russian refineries from January to May, knocking out about 700,000 barrels per day of refining capacity. Russia has plenty of crude oil, but it cannot turn enough of it into gasoline, diesel, and jet fuel. China, on the other hand, has the opposite problem. In November last year, Kai Chi, the CCP's de facto number 2 figure, reported to Xi Jinping last November that China's refined oil demand had already reached its peak in 2025. The country now has 253 million tons of excess refining capacity. If this overcapacity is not used, factories could close, equipment would rust, and many workers would lose jobs. So the deal on the table is straightforward. Russia sends crude oil to China. China refines it and sells finished products back. The two countries are connected by land, pipelines, rail, and trucks, making the trade easy and hard to track. Du Wen says Putin has 4 main reasons for this urgent visit. First, he wants to know exactly what Trump and Xi discussed. Did Trump ask China to cut economic support for Russia? Did he push for pressure on Russian energy exports? Was any Ukraine ceasefire plan mentioned? Putin worries that if America offers China concessions on trade, technology, or Taiwan, Beijing might soften its stance on the war. Second, Beijing wants to show Russia and the world that closer talks with America will not mean ignoring Moscow. China's 2026 diplomatic line is described internally as friendly to America and Russia, cold toward Europe, pressure on Japan. Beijing needs the American market, but it also needs Russia as its strategic rear. Third, Putin is seeking China's political backing on any future ceasefire. He does not want a deal written only by America and Europe that locks Russia into permanent weakness. Sanctions stay, assets stay frozen. Ukraine gets long-term weapons, and Europe rearms. He wants Beijing to recognize Russia's security demands, help with post-war reconstruction if needed, speak up if America demands Russian concessions, and keep supporting Russia even if Europe keeps arming Ukraine. Fourth, and the most important, according to Du Wen, is the oil transaction itself. China is currently short of crude after disruptions in Venezuela and Iran. Its refineries are hungry. Russia needs finished fuel. This creates a perfect, though quiet, match. Du Wen notes that such cooperation will likely stay in the gray zone: private company contracts, third country transshipment, equipment and parts sales, financial workarounds, not big public announcements that could trigger Western secondary sanctions. In short, Putin is coming to Beijing to make sure his political lifeline, diplomatic lifeline, war lifeline, and energy lifeline are still intact. If the CCP keeps supporting Russia, Moscow can continue the fight. If the CCP wavers, Russia's position worsens fast. For Xi Jinping, Russia is a card he cannot throw away, even as he talks with America. This is not a love story between the two leaders. It is a relationship of mutual need at a time when both feel pressure from the West.